These guys, Birmingham's extremely cool, and it's something that, I don't know, maybe it's before I didn't think about it this way, but kind of Birmingham struggles, kind of all of our struggle now, and I think we kind of feel it on our shoulders and the responsibility to make it cool for the next generations to come, to kind of feel what we've been doing and kind of feel what he's been doing. I think it's more of, the synergy of the town. And like you said, a lot of the suburbs are done. I think as far as that being the big movement, they'll never be done. But, a lot of people are coming back, and even people that didn't leave are showing a lot more pride in the city. And it's exciting, It's exciting to see national news about Birmingham in a good light.
I want to be here in Birmingham. Things are changing so much, like we were talking about. Downtown has come from 5 years to where it is now, and it's just up and up. Since Cap's been down here, we're at 2%. Now we're seeing a big movement of, I think, we've got the baby boomers who grew up with such a crime-laden downtown, and now they've taken that under control, and people are seeing it, and all these local, the youth are coming in and wanting to be local, wanting to use their bicycles, want a bike-friendly downtown area, and Birmingham's doing it. You've got Red Birmingham who's backing and helping everybody politically come together with the city, and you get both viewpoints, from the everybody living here in Birmingham, and with all that coming together, there's just so much to do in Birmingham and so much to help, and so many revenues that we can get our hands dirty and create something.
What I really love to see these young guys and young women wearing pro Birmingham t-shirts. There was a time, and I worked at the Chamber of Commerce for 35 years, where the only people you'd ever see with a Birmingham t-shirt on were like people who work for the Chamber of Commerce. That was it. So it is so rewarding to see these young people.
There's tons of really cool.
I know they're real kind of hip, and
I love them.
I think it's really great. But really, Birmingham was laid out, I think, as a walking city. And if you look at all the great cities of the world, I think a great city happens when people can casually interact with others without making an appointment. I mean, you're out walking in the park, you're walking on the sidewalk, you're on a bicycle, you're at a bar, you meet somebody and you interact and you exchange ideas, and that's to me how you build a great city, and I think Birmingham has achieved that critical mass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Birmingham is a town where you can make relationships. I mean, with all due respect to California, you can get lost in Los Angeles. If you're a young person there, an old person there, you're one of how many millions of people out there, but if you want to make a difference in this town, you still can, and it's small enough that it works. I think we got a great future here.
You know what else about that? In a lot of restaurants I've seen that are doing this as well, but they also have seating, one big group seating where people can come in as an individual and sit with other people and have
that you've never met.
And they're doing more
very much here.
Very more, communal, and like you look at everyone on this panel and people who are not on this panel. I think Birmingham, like so many key people, like you can actually touch them. You see them at the grocery store. You see these guys out and. Owners of different bars and even breweries and restaurants, like they're there, they're around, they're available. You can have a conversation with colored people, like just on a whim on a Wednesday afternoon. I think that's important, is that we're not off in the distance to where we're not reachable or there for we're part of the community. We've got to this point, but there's still so much work and so many years ahead of, I think, vision, to the vision where I think all these gentlemen, visualizing.
I think we're not quite there yet, but I think there's promise in just what I know. I'm sure everybody here has their own viewpoints on how things work, but I think the promising part to me is that people aren't leaving anymore. People are staying. People are coming here now instead of just being here. And to me, very much the outside world's perception of us, for most people, perception is reality. And I think for so long we had a black eye, just for sins of the past, that now that you see a surgence of young people and pioneers like our man here, that, we're not leaving, we're here, and people from out of the state are coming here, and they see us as a very viable place to do business, and they want to get involved in everything that we're doing, especially in the creative fields. We're not huge big business, we're not, industry driven as much as maybe a lot of other bigger cities are, but what we are, we're really good at what we do, you know, and I think artisan craftsmanship, stuff like that, you know, I dare say maybe a small Portland-esque southern, you know, region where I think a lot of people with the same ideas and same like-mindedness want to come to Birmingham now. You know, I mean, there's a great food scene, great music scene. You're close to everything, and to me, it's not even about I can go to Nashville or I can go to Atlanta or the beach. I can drive 5 minutes and go downtown and catch a Barons game, you know, and eat great food, see a great show at the theater. I mean, in the whole downtown district, I think in general, you know, even with Uptown coming in, it gives us those little pockets in the city that kind of rounds the city out to where it's not just Avondale having to carry the coolness or South Side or downtown. But if we get so many different little pockets in the city, I mean, they're all little different districts in themselves that have their own identity. And people, I think, for me anyways, really relate to it as the community. You know, and that's to me almost the feeling of it is we have our little niches in the same city together that makes the city really cool.